Welcome to the spoken tutorial on Teacher's Dashboard in Moodle. In this tutorial, we will learn about a typical Moodle course overview. Then, we will learn about the Teacher's Dashboard, how to edit profile, and how to edit preferences. Lastly, we will learn to add some preliminary details pertaining to our course on Moodle. This tutorial is recorded using Ubuntu Linux OS 16.04, Apache, MariaDB, and PHP obtained through XAMPP 5.6.30, Moodle 3.3, and Firefox web browser. You may use any web browser of your choice. However, Internet Explorer should be avoided as it causes some display inconsistencies. This tutorial assumes that your site administrator has set up a Moodle website and assigned you to a new blank course where you have teacher privileges. My system administrator has already done the following. Please note, teacher role has been assigned to user Rebecca Raymond for the course Calculus. Ask your site administrator to refer to the Moodle tutorials on this website and create a user for you who has teacher privileges for at least one course. Moodle is one of the most flexible, creative, and easy to use teaching and learning system. Typically, Moodle can be used by teachers to upload their teaching learning resources, manage their collection of multimedia e-resources like files, videos, etc., share web resources and open educational resources, embed YouTube or Vimeo videos, administer quizzes and assignments, encourage the use of collaborative content like wiki, glossary, etc., interact and communicate with students synchronously and asynchronously, and track students' learning progress. I have with me the course overview of my Calculus course. I have the topics that will be covered, number of lectures per week, total number of assignments for the course, total number of quizzes, weekly or fortnightly, total number of end-of-course exams, marks distribution, course materials, and book references. I have to structure my course and upload all the materials accordingly on Moodle. Switch to the browser and open the Moodle site. A page with a header and available courses will be displayed. Click on the login link at the top right corner of the window. I will log in as teacher Rebecca Raymond. We are on a page that prompts us to change our password. This is because the force password change option was activated by the admin earlier. Type the current password followed by the new password. I will type spoken tutorial 12 hash. Retype the new password and then click on Save Changes button at the bottom. A success message appears confirming that the password has been changed. Click on the Continue button. The page that we are in now is called the dashboard. Our dashboard is divided into 3 columns. The one on the left is the navigation menu. The wider one in the middle is the main course overview area with timeline and courses tab. The one on the right is the blocks column. Courses tab lists the courses you are enrolled in. Click on the Courses tab in the Course Overview area. In the In Progress tab, we see two courses here, Calculus and Linear Algebra. These are the courses assigned to teacher Rebecca Raymond by the admin. Future courses assigned to her will be visible in the Future tab. Likewise, any of her courses that are over will be seen under the Past tab. Let us now look at the header of the page. On the top left corner, we can see Navigation Drawer or Navigation Menu. This gives access to the Calendar, Private Files, and My Courses links. This is a toggle menu, which means it changes its status from open to close and vice versa when clicked. At the top right, there are quick access icons for notifications and messages. Clicking on the profile picture at the top right will enable us to access the user menu. It is also called as the Quick Access User menu. Click on it. All these menu items are also toggle menus, similar to the one on the left. Click on the Profile option. Every user in Moodle has a profile page. It has links to allow users to edit their profile information, see the courses they are enrolled in, view their blog or forum posts, check any reports they have access to, and view their access logs that was used to log in the last time. Now, let's click on the Edit Profile link. The Edit Profile page opens up. This page is divided into 5 sections: General, User Picture, Additional Names, Interests, Optional. The General and User Picture sections are expanded by default. The Expand All link on the right expands all the sections. And clicking on any section name either expands or collapses it. All fields here are editable. You can enter your personal details in General section, as I have done now. As a teacher, I'd like my students to know a little bit about me. So here in the description field, I will fill out some details. Pause the tutorial and fill out your details as I have done here. You can also add some information in the other fields and sections. You can upload your picture as well. I have added a few more details in General and Optional sections. Then click on Update Profile button and save the page. Now click on the Quick Access User menu at the top right again and click on the Preferences link. The Preferences page gives users quick access to various settings they may wish to edit. Preferences page for the teacher's account is divided into User Account, Blogs, and Badges. We have already seen Edit Profile and Change Password earlier. There are some other preferences for Language, Forum, Editor, Course, Calendar, Message, Notification. Let's click on the Calendar preferences. We will set the calendar to display time in 24-hour format. Also, we will set the upcoming events look ahead to 2 weeks. This means we'll see notification for all events happening in the next 2 weeks on the calendar. Click on the Save Changes button. We will go through the rest of the preferences when we discuss those features later in the series. Notice the information here. This is the breadcrumb navigation. It's a visual aid that indicates which page we are on within the Moodle site's hierarchy. It helps us to go back to a higher level page with a single click. Click on the dashboard link in the breadcrumbs to go to the dashboard. Now let us see how to add a topic and brief summary for the calculus course. Let's click on the calculus course in the navigation menu at the left. On the new page, click on the gear icon at the top right. Then click on Turn Editing On option. The page now displays more edit options. Click on the pencil icon next to topic 1. Now in the text box that appears, type Basic Calculus. Press Enter. Notice the change of topic name. Now click on the edit link at the extreme right of that topic and then click on Edit Topic option. This brings us to the summary page. Here, in the summary field, we can give a brief summary of the topic. I will Welcome to the spoken tutorial on course administration in Moodle. In this tutorial, we will learn about course administration in Moodle, activities and resources in a course. This tutorial is recorded using Ubuntu Linux OS 16.04, Apache, MariaDB and PHP obtained through XAMPP 5.6.30, Moodle 3.3 and Firefox web browser. You may use any web browser of your choice. However, Internet Explorer should be avoided as it causes some display inconsistencies. This tutorial assumes that your site administrator has set up a Moodle website and registered you as a teacher. Learners of this tutorial should have a teacher login on Moodle, at least one course assigned to them by the administrator, some course material uploaded for their respective course. If not, please refer to the relevant Moodle tutorials on this website. Switch to the browser and open your Moodle site. Log in with your teacher username and password details. I am already logged in as teacher Rebecca Raymond. We are in the teacher's dashboard. In the navigation menu on the left, notice Calculus under My Courses. Please note, all the courses for which you are enrolled as a teacher or student will be listed here. Click on the Calculus course. We updated the course topics and summaries in the preceding tutorials. If you didn't do so, please refer to the assignments of the preceding tutorials. We will now learn about some useful course settings. Click on the gear icon at the top right of the section. Click on Edit Settings. Then click on Expand All at the right to expand all the sections. The settings seen here were defined by the administrator when this course was created. In the General section, we have Course Full Name. This is the name displayed at the top of the course page. Course Short Name is the name displayed in the course navigation and in course-related emails. Course category is already set by the admin. We can change course start date, course end date, and course ID number as per our requirements. Under Description section, see the course summary text box. I will delete the existing content and type the following. My students will see this on the front page of my course. Next comes the field Course Summary Files. These are the files that will be displayed to the students along with the course summary. By default, only JPG, GIF, and PNG file types are allowed as course summary files. There are 3 ways to upload a file. Drag and drop the file in the box. Click on the Upload or Add icon at the top left. Click on the downward arrow. If you click on Upload or Add icon or on the downward arrow, the File Picker dialog box opens. Click on Upload a File option on the left menu. Click on the Browse or Choose File button. Then select the desired file from your machine. I will select calculus.jpg from my system. You can give it a different name by typing it in the Save As field. Specify the author and license details in the respective fields. Lastly, click on Upload this file button at the bottom. So that's how we can upload course summary files. Next comes course format. Course format refers to the way resources and activities are organized for the students. There are 4 options in format drop-down: single activity format, social format, topics format, and weekly format. Our admin has selected topics format. We will let it remain as it is. Next setting is for hidden sections. These are basically topics in a course that can be kept hidden from students. This can be useful when there is a certain topic which is not yet completed by the teacher. This setting determines how to present the hidden sections to students. Choosing this option will display the content in collapsed form to the students. Choosing this option will hide the content from the students. We will let it remain as default for now. The next drop-down is Course Layout. Click on it. We can choose to show all sections in one page by selecting this option. Another option here is Show one section per page. This will split the course over several pages, depending on the number of sections. We will let it remain on Show all sections in one page for now. Next is the Appearance section. Notice the Show Gradebook to Students option. Many activities in the course allow teachers to assign grades. This option determines whether a student can see those grades. This option is set to Yes by default. We will let it remain as is. We will change Show Activity Reports as Yes if not already selected by default. This ensures that a student can see his or her activity reports from his or her profile page. We can set the maximum size of the files that can be uploaded for this course. Files can be uploaded for additional materials, assignments, etc. Our admin has set this to 128 MB, which is the maximum file size. Let us keep the size as it is. We will let all the other settings remain at their default values. Scroll down and click on the Save and Display button. We are brought to the course page. Notice the announcements link above the topic names. This will let the students know about mandatory information, latest news, announcements, etc. Click on the gear icon at the top right of the page and then on Turn editing on. Note, you need to turn the editing on to make any changes to the course. Now, to the right of Announcements, click on Edit and then Edit Settings. And in Description, I will type the following text. Please check the announcements regularly. Check Display Description on course page. This will display the description just below the link. Leave all other settings as they are. Scroll down and click on the button Save and Return to Course. We come back to the course page. To add more announcements, click on the Announcements title. Now click on Add a New Topic button. Type the subject as Minimum Requirements. Type the message as This course requires you to submit a minimum of 3 assignments and attempt 5 quizzes to pass. Notice that the checkbox Discussion Subscription is checked and is non-editable. This is because everyone enrolled in the course is compulsorily subscribed to it. Next is Attachments. You can either drag and drop or upload related files here. If you want the announcements to show up at the top of the forum, click on Pinned checkbox. I will tick it. Tick the next checkbox as well. This will send a notification to everyone subscribed to this forum immediately. Expand the next section, Display Period. The settings here determine if this forum post should be visible for a date range. By default, these are disabled. It means the posts will always be visible. We will let the default settings remain. Scroll down and click Post to Forum button. A success message is displayed. Post authors have 30 minutes to make any changes to the posts. Let me click on Calculus link in the breadcrumb. Let me now add a page with detailed syllabus to this section. Click on Add an activity or resource link at the bottom right of the general section. From the list of resources, choose Page. Read the description of this activity that will appear when you make the choice. Then click on the Add button at the bottom. We are brought to a new page. In the name field, type Detailed Syllabus. I will leave the description text box blank because the title is self-explanatory. I will enter the detailed syllabus of this calculus course in the page content text box. This content is available in the code files link of this tutorial. You can download and make use of it while practicing. Scroll down and click on Save and Return to Course button. We come back to the course page again. We will now log out of our account. To do so, click on the user icon at the top right. Now choose Log Out option. Let me show you how this page will look like to a student. I have a student ID Priya Sinha with me. This student has also been enrolled in the calculus course by the admin. I have logged in as student Priya Sinha. Now I will click on Calculus. Welcome to the spoken tutorial on formatting course material in Moodle. In this tutorial, we will learn about resources in Moodle, adding additional course material, formatting options in the default text editor. This tutorial is recorded using Ubuntu Linux OS 16.04, Apache, MariaDB and PHP obtained through XAMPP 5.6.30, Moodle 3.3 and Firefox web browser. You may use any web browser of your choice. However, Internet Explorer should be avoided as it causes some display inconsistencies. This tutorial assumes that your site administrator has set up a Moodle website and registered you as a teacher. Learners of this tutorial should have a teacher login on Moodle, at least one course assigned to them by the administrator, some course material uploaded for their respective course. If not, please refer to the relevant Moodle tutorials on this website. Switch to the browser and open your Moodle site. Log in with your teacher username and password details. We are now in the teacher dashboard. In the navigation menu on the left, notice Calculus under My Courses. Click on the Calculus course. We have already added announcements and some common course details earlier. We will now add some additional course material. All course material in Moodle are called resources. These are material that a teacher uses to support learning. Resources could be internal like lecture notes, books, or external like Wikipedia links. Let's begin. Click on the gear icon at the top right of the page and then on Turn Editing On. Note, you need to turn the editing on to make any changes to the course. Click on Add an Activity or Resource link at the bottom right of the Basic Calculus section. A pop-up opens with a list of resources. Scroll down and select Page from the list. Read the detailed description about the resource on the right side when you select any resource. Click on the Add button at the bottom of the pop-up screen. In the name field, I will type Lecture 1 Notes. Then, in the description box, type involutes and construction of involute of circle. Check the option Display Description on Course Page. Scroll down to see the Page Content box. Copy and paste the text from Basic Calculus-involutes.odt file. We will be uploading the image at a later stage. This file is available in the code files link of this tutorial. Let us now format this text. Click on the down arrow at the top left of the editor to expand the menu widgets. I will make the headings more prominent as shown. The options in the text editor are similar to any other standard text editor. Here, we can see options like bold, italics, unordered, and ordered lists. We also see options to hyperlink and unlink a text. There is an option to add an image as well. Let us add an image after the text. Figure 1 shows the involute of a circle. Press Enter to make space for the image. Then click on the image icon. The Image Properties window appears. If you want to insert an external image, you can enter the URL of the image here. I will click on Browse Repositories button to upload an image. A pop-up window opens with the title File Picker. Click on Upload a File. Then click on Choose File or Browse button and select the file from your machine. This image is also available in the Code Files link. You can download and use it. Click on Upload this file button. We will type the description as this is the involute of a circle. Lastly, click on Save Image button to insert the image. The next option is to add media. This could be a URL, video, or audio file. Again, this can be an external URL or can be uploaded from our machine. The next option is Manage Files. Let's click on it. Manage Files option is to have a set of files that you want to store and display. This could include assignment submissions, resource files, etc. They can be used by any other resource in this course. Notice that the image we uploaded just now is also present here. There are 3 icons on the left of this pop-up box. First is the file picker. Let's click on it. It has options to see the server files, recent files, etc. Server files are the files which have been used elsewhere in the course and can be reused. I will close this for now by clicking on the X icon. Next, we will click on Create Folder icon, which is the second icon. In the new folder name field, let's type Assignments. Then click on the Assignments folder to open it. Let me drag my file inside the Assignments folder. Now, click on the file that was just uploaded. This pop-up has the option to modify the file name and author, and also to download or delete the file. I don't wish to change anything, so I will click on the Cancel button at the bottom of the pop-up. Now, pause the tutorial and do this small assignment. Create a folder, Reference Material. Ensure that the folder is inside the Files folder and not inside the subfolder Assignments. Upload the 3 files. You will find them in the Code Files link of this tutorial. Resume this tutorial after you complete this assignment. Your file manager should now have 2 folders named Assignments and Reference Material, and another file named involutes-img1.png. Close the pop-up window by clicking on the X icon at the top right. The next set of formatting options are Underline, Strike Through, Subscript, and Superscript. Align and indent options follow these. These work as in any other text editor. Let's learn how to use the next option, that is the equation editor. I want to add this sentence with an equation in it. So, I will click on Equation Editor icon. Then use the equation editor to type the equation. Details about how to use LaTeX to type equations are in additional reading material link. Click on Save Equation button when you have finished. Insert Character, Insert Table, and Clear formatting options work as in any other text editor. The next 2 options are Undo and Redo. These get enabled only when there is some unsaved text. After this, we have 2 options for accessibility. The first icon is called Accessibility Checker. The second one is Screen Reader Helper. Details about accessible websites and these options are in additional reading material link. The last option is to toggle from the editor view to HTML code view. This can be used to embed images, videos, PPT, interactive content, etc. Click on Toggle HTML again. This will bring us back to the normal editor view. I have formatted the text using the bold, italics, and list options for this demonstration. Do likewise for your content. When you finish the formatting, scroll down to the bottom and click on Save and Display button. We can now log out of Moodle. This is how student Priya Sinha will view this page. With this, we come to the end of this tutorial. Let us summarize. In this tutorial, we learnt about resources in Moodle, adding course material, Welcome to the spoken tutorial on uploading and editing resources in Moodle. In this tutorial, we will learn about URL resource, book resource, and editing resources in Moodle. This tutorial is recorded using Ubuntu Linux OS 16.04, Apache, MariaDB, and PHP obtained through XAMPP 5.6.30, Moodle 3.3, and Firefox web browser. You may use any web browser of your choice. However, Internet Explorer should be avoided as it causes some display inconsistencies. This tutorial assumes that your site administrator has set up a Moodle website and registered you as a teacher. Learners of this tutorial should have a teacher login on Moodle, at least one course assigned to them by the administrator, and some course material uploaded for their respective course. If not, please refer to the relevant Moodle tutorials on this website. To practice this tutorial, you will need to add a student to your course. To know how to add a student, please refer to the tutorial Users in Moodle. I have already added a student, Priya Sinha, to my course. Switch to the browser and log in to your Moodle site as a teacher. Click on the Calculus course in the left navigation menu. We have added a page resource and a folder resource earlier in the series. We will now add some additional course material. Click on the gear icon at the top right and then click on Turn Editing On. Click on Add an activity or resource link at the bottom right of the Basic Calculus section. A pop-up opens with a list of resources. It is called Activity Chooser. Scroll down and select URL from the list. Detailed description about the resource is seen on the right side. With a URL resource, one can add links to online resources. These could be documents, online videos, wiki pages, open educational resources, etc. Click on the Add button at the bottom of the Activity Chooser. In the name field, I will type Evolutes of Basic Curves. Then, in the external URL text box, type the URL mentioned here. Description text area is an optional field. I will type the text as shown here. Click on Display Description on Course Page checkbox below this text area. Now, click on Appearance to expand the section. The display option here is to decide how the video will be displayed. There are 4 options in the drop-down. Automatic option selects the best option based on browser settings and screen resolution. Embed opens the video inside the course itself. Open redirects the user to the URL within the same window. In pop-up opens the video in a new pop-up window. When you select in pop-up, the pop-up width and pop-up height options get enabled. You can modify the values as per your preference. I will select Embed as the display option. Scroll down to Activity Completion section and click on it to expand it. This section helps the teacher decide if she wants to track the completion of an activity. There are 3 options under completion tracking. Depending on the resource, you can decide the tracking mechanism. Let me select the 3rd option here and click on Student must view this activity to complete it checkbox. Scroll down and click on Save and Return to Course button at the bottom. A check mark next to the activity name indicates when the activity is complete. Let us now create a book resource. As the name suggests, it will have multiple pages, chapters, and subchapters. It can have multimedia content as well. Go back to the browser window now. Click on Add an activity or resource link at the bottom right of the Basic Calculus section. Scroll down and select Book from the list of resources. Click on Add button at the bottom of the activity chooser. In the name field, type Iterating Evolutes and Involutes. Type the description as shown here. Click on Appearance to expand the section. The first option is Chapter Formatting. This decides how we see the chapters and subchapters. The options are self-explanatory. You can click on the Help icon before the drop-down to read the explanations. I will let it be numbers. The next option is Style of Navigation. This decides how we show the previous and next links. TOC is the table of contents. If we select images, previous and next will be shown as arrows. Text will show previous and next chapters in the navigation. We also have the option of providing a custom title to every chapter navigation. This will then override the chapter name being shown as text. I will select text as the style of navigation. Next, click on Restrict Access section to expand it. This helps us decide who has access to this resource. By default, there is no restriction. It means anyone who is enrolled in this course will be able to see this book. Let me click on the Add Restriction button. There are some options here. You can read the explanation of each one and decide which restriction to select. We'll put an activity completion condition for the URL resource we created earlier. Let us restrict access to this book till a student marks that as complete. Click on Activity Completion. Depending on the option we choose for restriction, the fields here will be different. Choose Evolutes of Basic Curve in the Activity Completion drop-down. Then, select Must be marked complete as the condition. Scroll down and click on Save and Display button at the bottom of the page. We can now add chapters and subchapters to this book. Type the chapter title as Introduction. Type the content as Introduction to Evolutes and Involutes. You can copy and paste your lecture note, if any. Click on Save Changes button at the bottom of the page. You can now see this chapter in the middle of the page. And there is a table of contents on the right side. Clicking on Exit Book link will take us back to the calculus course. Notice there are 4 icons on the right in the table of contents block below the introduction chapter. Edit, delete, hide, and add new chapter. Let me add a subchapter now. Click on the plus icon indicating Add New Chapter. Subchapters are created just like chapters. They have an extra checkbox to indicate that they are subchapters. Click on this checkbox. Type chapter title as Classical Evolutes and Involutes. Copy and paste the content as shown here. You will find the content for this book, Iterating Evolutes and Involutes, in the code files of this tutorial. Click on Save Changes button at the bottom of the page. You can now see the subchapter. Also notice the navigation for the previous chapter. Notice that there is an extra icon next to the icons on the right. The up and down arrows are to reorder the chapters. Let us see what happens when we move this subchapter up. Click on the up arrow. Notice that Introduction now becomes the second chapter instead of a subchapter. Move it back as first chapter again. How do we make Classical Evolutes and Involutes as a subchapter again? Click on the gear icon below the title to edit it. Now click on the subchapter checkbox to make it a subchapter. Scroll down and click on Save Changes button. Let us go back to the calculus course again. We now have the below resources for the topic Basic Calculus. We can reorder these resources by dragging them. Let me drag Evolutes of Basic Curves URL resource above the other two. There is an edit link to the right of every resource. Click on it. There are settings to edit, hide, duplicate, and delete the resource. These are self-explanatory. There are 2 other options, Move Right and Assign Roles. Click on Move Right. This will give a little indentation to the resource. This is helpful for visual representation of a resource, which is a part of another resource. I will click on Move Left to bring this resource back to its original position. We can now log out of Moodle. Let me log in as student Priya Sinha now. This is how student Priya Sinha will view this page. Notice that the completion boxes are not ticked the first time. She will need to view this URL to mark this resource as complete. And the book resource is not clickable till the URL resource is marked complete. Let me click on Evolutes of Basic Curves resource. Now click on Calculus link in the breadcrumb. The resource is now marked complete and the book is available to the student. With this, we come to the end of this tutorial. Let us summarize. In this tutorial, we learnt about URL resource, book resource, and editing resources in Moodle. Here is a small assignment for you. Add more chapters and subchapters in the book we created earlier. Reorder them as directed. Refer to the assignment link of this tutorial for details. The video